Start.
What do you know about the three R's? And what are recycling rules which need to be followed?
The three R's are reduce, reuse, and recycle. The rules start with the discipline that there should be a segregation of material and it should not be mixed. For example, a cement should not be mixed with paper, or paper should not be mixed with plastic, or even with the food leftovers.
Why do we need to recycle?
We have limited resources on our beautiful planet Earth. We need to recycle the resources so that we can use them again and again. And this not only helps the society, but it also helps the environment.
How is recycling important to people and environment?
The recycling facts can amaze us because the way it is important. One recycled tin can save enough power to have a television on for almost 3 hours. Even a one recycled glass bottle would save enough energy to power a computer for 25 whole minutes. So up to 60% of the rubbish that ends in the dustbin could be recycled, and therefore recycling is very important. I thank Khushi for giving me this interview. Thank you.
Why do we need to recycle?
In our earth, elements are finite. We excavate, we take the elements, like the basic elements of the earth is, say, minerals are there. Understand? Like soil is a mineral, then marble is a mineral, then all cement, stone, all are minerals. They are finite. So we need to recycle them so that we, in the limited resources, we are able to recreate the things which we require at various point of times.
What do you know about three R's and what are recycling rules which need to be followed?
Okay. 3 R's are reduce, then reuse and recycle. Okay, reduce means we need to limit our consumption. Like we drink water. Every time we purchase either a disposable cup or a bottle of water, and then we throw the bottle. So the resources are wasted. Instead, earlier, since you are very small, but when we were kids like you, we used to have the steel glass, and there were various earthen urns or water coolers. From there, we used to drink water either by hand or by using those glass. So we were reducing the consumption. Then second is the recycling. Again, if like the bottle which we in emergency cases we need to carry and we need to purchase, and that bottle can be recycled. How it can be recycled? Bottle can be reused for water filling, or it can be recycled into other material. And like the cap of the is PVC, which can be recycled into again another form of any plastic, and bottle is PET, so which needs to be recycled for various other fibers and filaments.
How is recycling important to people and environment?
Like we said, first thing is we need to recycle because we need to conserve our resources. We need to reduce the consumption of the basic raw materials like petroleum products, minerals, and other things, forms. And second, we need to recycle to keep our family, home, economy, and society healthy.
Thank you. Why do we need to recycle?
We need to recycle so as to conserve our environment, because there is a lot of packaging material and daily waste which we generate, and if the same is not recycled, that will lead to additional production of those materials which are polluting in nature. So essentially the process of recycling helps reduce the incremental waste generated.
What do you know about three R's and what are recycling rules which need to be followed?
So 3 R's are very important for us to prevent our environment. The first R stands for reduce, which means in general we should reduce our consumption of non-biodegradable waste. Second is reuse. So for example, if you get a plastic bag at a particular shop, don't just throw it away after use. Use it multiple times, because the life of a plastic bag can be equivalent to 8 to 10 times of the usage. And even if you have to dispose, which is where the third R comes into picture, is recycling. So that same bag can be recycled to produce another plastic product, which can essentially reduce the usage or the incremental usage of plastic product. The similar concept can apply to all sort of disposable non-biodegradable products.
How is recycling important to people and environment?
So recycling is very important for the environment, because as I already mentioned, if we prevent the incremental usage of non-biodegradable material, which eventually get dumped at various landfills and cause pollution and hence are very detrimental to our environment, it can definitely impact it in a positive manner, because the incremental dumping will reduce because of recycling of various products. And it is important for the human beings, because essentially we are dependent on the mother nature and the environment to keep ourselves healthy. So better the quality of environment, better it will be for the health of human beings.
Please tell me some interesting facts about recycling and also ways to saving energy and environment.
Certainly. So I don't know if you are aware, but if you notice, a lot of products which we dispose in our daily lives can be used to manufacture new products. Paper is a very good example. So even your waste clothes, which probably cannot be reused any further, can go towards manufacturing of recycled paper. Just notice that whenever you go to buy a notebook next time to a stationery shop, they'll be specially manufactured recycled paper notebooks which are available in the shop. So besides your clothes, even the recycled paper, newspapers can be used to manufacture those. And sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Please tell me some interesting facts about recycling and also ways to saving energy and environment.
So in fact, recycling is a very good way of reducing energy and saving our environment, because the fresh process of manufacturing paper from pulp is very energy intensive and also uses a lot of water. And the recycling process is far more efficient on both of these parameters. So more you recycle, not will you just improve the environment directly, but also indirectly.
Thank you for your interview.
Thanks a lot, Khushi.
Why do we need to recycle?
We should recycle so that we use less of natural resources, and to keep our environment clean, and to avoid deforestation, because so that we can protect our trees and to have environment clean and safe.
What do you know about 3 R's and what are recycling rules which need to be followed?
3 R's are reduce, recycle, and reuse. So the three rules or the rules of recycling are that you should actually use a separate dustbin for the products which can be recycled. Then you should use the liners, the plastic liners which are specifically meant to be recycled. When you trash your recycle, like for example papers, you should ensure that the pens, the safety pins, the staple pins, the any metals which are stuck on your papers are not gone along with the papers, and should be kept separate. Where the carton boxes should which has some lining of foods or juices should be clean, so that the boxes can be reused. And then you should ensure that the batteries are not gone in. So these are some of the rules that you should be following when you do recycling.
Please tell me some interesting facts about recycling and also ways to save energy and environment.
Interesting facts about recycling is that why do we recycle is basically that you do not have to manufacture a product from the scratch. That is why the idea of the recycle. So like for example, how it protects and your environment is that, like for example, I'm producing a paper and we need wood to produce papers, right? So if I use papers to recycle and produce recycled papers, I use less of woods, and therefore the less of trees, which means that I'm saving trees, and I'm saving my environment and keeping my environment green and clean. So that is the idea behind recycling. And recycling also, helps us to save our environment. And also the dumping areas where we actually dump our waste. So those areas become less, because those areas are the actual areas where you deposit chemicals and you deposit more dumps and all that. So which actually harms the habitant around the around that area, or you get less land to live in and all that. So it affects the people who actually live around those areas, because of the chemical decompositions which happens when you dump waste. So with recycling we reduce all the waste also, and thus we actually have a cleaner environment, which is why we recommend recycling.
Thank you for your interview.
Thank you.